Here. So, welcome everybody to Speakers Theater. It's Thursday, same time, same place, 12 noon Pacific time to 1:30. We're going to have a lot of fun today. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Donna Campbell. I am the lead trainer over at the Mentor Studio. So, Speakers Theater is a power team event where we get to showcase you as various speakers. The Mentor Studio is the sponsor, and we host the Speakers Theater every single week. So thank you for joining us. Today, I am assisted by two amazing co-hosts. So first of all, we have Jonathan. He's been with us several times here on the calls, and so he's going to be sharing some of his expertise in when we get to do our shameless promotion. And so that's when we come all together. You get to do your 30 to 60 seconds about you, how to contact you, and all of that. And so Jonathan's going to lead us through that segment. My other co-host is Eric Holst. And Eric, go ahead and raise your hand there and wave and say hello to everybody. And so Eric is going to be doing our mastermind part for this today. So in our mastermind, what we do is we go and come together, and Eric is going to lead you through it. You're going to introduce yourself, a little bit about you, a little bit about your business, and then he's going to lead you through what you're going to be doing in the mastermind. And we're going to be doing that for about 25 minutes here. But Jonathan, let me share this with you guys also. We are not only just here on the Zoom call, so make sure your cameras are on. Here's why. I am also live broadcasting simultaneously to 9 different channels. So they're on Facebook channels, they're on YouTube channels, they're on LinkedIn channels, and on Twitch channels. So make sure your camera is on, because there are people out there watching on the live stream, including other speakers and other promoters and other people that might be putting you on their stage. So they may not do it if they can't see you. So if you're in a place, make sure your camera is on. And when we go into those breakout rooms, definitely you want to have your cameras on so you can network and mastermind with each person. So while I finish setting up some things here on the back end, Jonathan, I'm going to have you just do a quick little introduction for yourself here first and share just a little bit about you and some of how the setup works here, sharing comments, things like that in the comment feed, and what happens next.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Donna. My name is Jonathan Troen. Now, first, before I tell you why, I'll tell you in a minute, but really put those cameras on, because you're about to go into breakout rooms, and this is Speakers Theater. So either you're here because you want to be a speaker, you want to be on someone's stage or podcast, or you have a stage or podcast and you're looking for people, and it's really hard to book people if you don't know who they are or want to go on someone's show. If you have a podcast, well, I want to know who you are before I join your podcast. And you're going to want to know who I am. I had my camera off and just my name there, or my picture, you're less likely to interact with me and want to reach out to me. So if you want this to be successful for you, then you need to connect with others. I get some people can't, and there are things going on. But if at all possible, put your camera on, so when we go into the breakout rooms in a couple minutes, you can really connect with those that you are with, and they can invite you to be on their stage or podcast, or they can invite you to, if you have a stage or podcast, you can invite them as a speaker. So please, let's connect with each other. Now, again, my name is Jonathan Troen. I'm one of the mentors here in the Mentor Studio. I've been with them for I don't know. I think it's going on close to 2 years now. I also am a part of the Self-Love Revolution, which is an amazing program. We have another summit that the Mentor Studio is producing with me. We're doing a summit in January. We're bringing together some amazing speakers, including John Gray of the Men is from Mars, Women are from Venus fame. So he's agreed to be a part of it. Is Sandy here? She's the one who actually helped set that up, right? So we all work together. I didn't know how to get him, but one of our mentors in the Mentor Studio did, and she helped out setting that up. So that's, again, how we all help each other here in Power Team International, the Mentor Studio. So this connection with each other is really important in the self-love revolution. We're also looking for speakers. I'm in the middle of interviewing about 40 people for that. So if that's you, I want to know who you are, and certainly if you want to mute yourself, I can hear, and that's good. But there's something to be said about seeing the faces of people. I want to take a moment and welcome those that are here. Craig is here. Welcome. Christine, we see you. Catherine, wonderful to see you again. Frank, Jackie, Angeli, Janelle, always good to see you. Lou, happy that you're here. iPhone, it's also good to change your name if possible, and it's harder to do on the phones. They don't make it so easy on the phones. But we see you, iPhone, a couple iPhone, we see you. Alma and Kent, hopefully you can turn on your cameras at some point. Darlene, welcome. iPhone Matt, at least we know your name's Matt. That's a good thing. And you can put it in the settings. You should, not right now, but at some point, if you do connect from an iPhone or a device, you should read one of the tutorials, so when you log in, your name is automatically in your settings, so we know who you are. Randy, welcome. I don't know if the 3 C's here are all the same person or different people, but welcome. We're happy that you're here. So here's how this goes. Let me set up the stage. And again, welcome everybody. So in a few minutes, Donna right now is setting this up to go on. I don't know, it streams out to 20 different channels or something. There's Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn and Twitch, and I can't keep track of them all. I'm sorry. But this is going anywhere. So once that's all set up, we're going to go into breakout rooms. And this is where you get to connect with each other. Tell people what you do. Tell people what you need. Tell people what you need to grow, so that someone can help you out. And more importantly, listen to what someone else may need to grow so you can help them out. The more you are of service, the more you will get back out of this. And as Bill Walsh always teaches us, the more people you impact, the more money you make. So think of helping people today while you're here. That's if your mission here is just to receive, okay, you might, that's great. But if your mission here is to help and support people, you're going to get so much more out of this, right? And that's why John Gray is in my summit, because I was doing some stuff with Sandy. I supported her, not looking for anything in return. She was actually on our very first, I believe it was our very first summit. I think she was one of our speakers. And now she's just helping, right? So you go into these breakout rooms to see how you can serve people. Once you come out of the breakout rooms, we'll also be having, are we doing a little train down in my?
We are, yes, we will be here. So I was going to transition in just a moment to Eric, and he was going to set that all up with the mastermind and talk a little bit about Power Team, a little bit about the Mentor Studio, and share with you our mastermind.
Got it. So we'll have the training, and then following that at the end, this is where you really get to hold your space and say, hey, I'm a speaker. This is what I speak about. If you have space for this message, here's how you contact me. And then you'll put your information in the chat. By the way, only put your information in the chat once you've spoken. Don't you? Otherwise, the chat gets all cluttered with crazy stuff. So that will be afterwards. And the other side is I have X podcast. This is my podcast, or this is the event I'm doing. This is Jonathan Strohn, host of the Self-Love Revolution. I'm looking for speakers. I'm interviewing between now and the first week in January. Here's how you can contact me. So those are the 3 parts. There's the training, the breakout rooms where we can deeply connect with each other, and please have your cameras on for that. And then the third part is where we get to share. And your mission is to help people. If you got a stage, put them on it. That's why we're here. So we can all grow together. We can all learn together. We can all support each other. Are you ready? I can keep going for hours. But are we ready for Donna, for you or Eric? Or
Yes, absolutely. And what I'm doing here, because we are live broadcasting, I am seeing the comments. We have several people watching online today as well. So for those of you who want to jump onto the live Zoom call here, I am putting the link in the main comment section because a couple of you have been asking for it. So let me put it in. It is powerteamusazoom.com. And that will tie you directly into the Zoom call so you can join us here for the breakout room. You'll also see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen here if you're watching on one of our 9 different broadcast channels. Just powerteamusazoom.com. Go ahead and join. We're going to be connecting with all of you. We're going to be masterminding. We're going to be doing some fun things in the breakout room. So with that, Eric, let me go ahead and have you introduce yourself. You're also one of our lead trainers here at the Mentor Studio. Share a little bit about you, a little bit about Power Team, the Mentor Studio, and what we're going to be doing in the mastermind.
Okay, well, thank you, Donna. Thank you, Jonathan. Great introduction, might I add. Hi, my name's Eric Holtz. I've been involved with the Mentor Studio now for about 18 months or so. Sorry. Absolutely fantastic group. It is a networking group of, I'd say, it is probably the best networking group I've been involved with in my professional career. It is the people here. There's tons of love. There's tons of expertise. And then at the same time, you know, we're as the founder said, we're one group, one family. So that's what we're here to really do, is we're here to help everyone else grow. You know, a good friend of mine always says, high tide rises all boats. So I think that, you know, it says it all. So, and then we have the expertise of Bill Walsh and Power Team, which is a gentleman that's been doing business coaching since 2004, nearly 2 decades. His wealth of information and knowledge is just incredible. I've been through his Rainmaker program. Matter of fact, I'm going to his Rainmaker program in December. It's in Vegas again. And it's just every time I go, I get a little bit more information. It's like, I didn't remember that last time I listened to him. It is just amazing. So what we're going to be talking about today in Masterminds, I'm putting you in rooms of 10 to 12 people. What I want you to do is sit down and do a brief introduction about yourself, 20 seconds at most. I mean, this is short. You're doing an elevator pitch. This is who I am. This is what I do. What obstacles you're having right now in your business. Is there a specific challenge this week, this month? Are you having problems with leads? Are you struggling with it toward the end? We're getting into the holiday season and you're just like, okay, I don't know quite where we're going to go with this. You know, what is the obstacle that you have that you've got to get through in order to set yourself up great for 2023 and that goal moving forward? And then what I want you to do is spend like a minute or two on that, because there's 10 people in this room. You're going to have 20 to 25 minutes total to get through this. So you got to have a timer. You got to have people that are going to go through this with you. Otherwise, one person or two people won't get to talk at the end. And let me tell you, that stinks. I've been there, done that many times. So make sure everybody gets to share. And so what we're doing, like I said, I'm just finishing up getting everybody assigned. If you can, like I said, if there's any questions, please don't hesitate, to jump back into the main room, and we will, answer any questions. Forgive me, I'm just trying to throw together one last room as we've got a few more people joining us. And so, Don, is there anything else that we should cover before we launch into the masterminds?
Yes, absolutely. One of the questions here that I see in your chat, is there a replay? No, there's not a replay because it is being live streamed. So all you have to do is go to Power Team USA on the Facebook page, or one of the Mentor Studio Facebook pages. You can put that into your search, and definitely just follow those pages. You can see the replay right there because it is live. It is evergreen. If you're on LinkedIn, it's under Power Team Global. And and then it also hits a YouTube channel as well. So we don't record, we don't send out a replay because it is live and evergreen on a lot of different channels. Also know that as you guys share comments in the section, when we come back from the mastermind, I'm going to set it up in a certain way so I have the ability to share your comment and how people can get in touch with you on the live channels as well. So we have a number of different people just watching on the live streams, different promoters, different people who are looking for talent just like you, because your story is too big to play small, and it's why we have this forum. So make sure you follow Global Power Team USA, Power Team Global, the Mentor Studio out on Facebook, because that will also connect you. I also shared a link here in the chat that if you are wanting to stream this to your own Facebook page, just copy and paste that, open up your Facebook page and put that in as a post, and it will automatically start streaming this exact call onto your Facebook and connect you with your community as well. So you guys are welcome to do that. And if you do that, you have it there in your feed. No replay is needed because you can go back and watch it anytime you wish. All right, so we're going to be going into the mastermind. So we have the breakout rooms all set up. And with that, you're going to be sharing your name. You're going to be sharing a little bit about what you do and what are they working on today? Eric, what was their big question?
The big question is, what is your obstacle for this week or the end of November? So have an idea of what are you struggling with right now that you need to get cleared so you can, really power on into the, into December and then 2023.
Okay, perfect. What are you working on? What are you struggling on? What do you need to have clear so you can start off the new year strong? And then everyone's going to share back a few minutes of feedback there. And we are going to be giving you guys 25 minutes to do that.
Can I just jump in here for a second, Donna?
Yes.
Here's what you don't want to do, because some people do this. Well, what I need now is more clients. You're not selling these people here to be your clients. So, and everybody wants more clients, okay? I mean, Grant Cardone wants more clients too, right? So don't use that one. What else are you struggling with? Is there a marketing thing you're struggling with? Is there a technology thing you're struggling with? Are you trying to access a particular person? Use those things, because when you do it that way, then the clients will come. But don't just say you want more clients, because you in this format, you're not going to get the help that you need. And we want this to really be helpful for you. All right, I'm done. Thank you, Don.
That was great, Jonathan. Appreciate that.
All right. And while you guys are in the breakout room, I'm going to be sharing with Jonathan and Eric on the live stream. So when you do go back and catch your replay out on one of the channels, you can go back and watch that segment and see what we're sharing with all of you out there on the live stream. So thank you for joining us there. All right, Eric, back to you. Let's go ahead and go.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and launch everybody in. Enjoy your conversations and good luck. And we should be going.
Yes, there we go. All right, everybody out there on the live stream, they are going into their breakout rooms to mastermind. So if you want to be a part of that, all you have to do is just go to powerteamusazoom.com. You can jump into the main Zoom room here, and then we will add you to one of our breakout rooms so you can get in and start masterminding with amazing people with all different types of areas and expertise. And while they are doing that, we are going to be sharing some valuable content here for you out on the live stream. So Jonathan, let me ask you, what 3 great tips do you have for people who want to become speakers? Maybe they've been speaking a little bit, maybe they have a podcast, maybe they're wanting to start a podcast. What are your 3 best speaking tips to share with those who want to speak, but maybe don't feel like they're ready? Join us in here on Speakers Theater or on other platforms.
Yeah. So my number 1 tip, always, and people have asked me this before, my number 1 tip for new speakers who feel they're not ready is be willing to be crappy before you're good. If you're waiting until you have perfected everything, you're not going to get there, because you need practice. If you would see the first interviews that that I did, even for the interviews that I've done here. Never mind the very first. I mean, I spent 20 years in the entertainment business. I've interviewed hundreds of stars. If you would have heard my very first interviews, they were so different from the other interviews. And if you'd have heard the first radio show, my first career was radio. If you would have heard the first radio show I did back in 1980 something, oh my God, it was horrible. But I did it, and then I got better. And then I started interviewing bands, and I didn't know how to interview people. Then I had no training interviewing people. But I did it anyway before I was ready. And then I got really good at it. Now I can interview anyone. My first speaking, they were mediocre, although the message that I gave people, now that was powerful, and I got a lot of great comments. So you do have to make sure your message is there. But do it before you're ready. Please do not wait till you're ready. So that's number one. Be ready. And people ask me, well, I want to do some YouTube videos. I tell them, do 50 crappy ones and post them, and then you'll be ready. If you're not willing to do 50 crappy videos for YouTube or whatever it is on your message, then don't do it. Be willing to do 50 crappy ones so that you can then have a great one. And if you really would have added up all the interviews I did before I started getting the hang of it, it probably is that. Okay, number two is you have to focus not on you and what you're going to do well and what you're going to screw up, but focus on the people you're talking to. How can you help them? What message do they need to hear from you? If I start thinking about me and, or what do I look like and how am I feeling and do I have my words memorized? Don't memorize your words either. You have to start focusing on the audience. And even what I try and do is when I get on stage, I actually look out into the crowd and I pick out a couple people who look friendly, right? I go, oh, that could be my friend there, and that could be my friend there. And so during the time I'm speaking, it looks like I'm looking around the whole thing, and I am. I look at other people. But I go back to these friendly faces, and I truly speak to them as if they are my friend. Because people say, I'm not a great public speaker, or I'm afraid to speak. And that is just simply a lie, because we all speak. We all speak every single day. We speak. We're speaking to our friends. We're speaking to people at work. We speak. So if we can take this group of people and just picture the one and speak to a friend, then one, you get out of your own story in your head, and then two, you become much more powerful as a speaker, because you don't want to hear that person that's droning on and oh, this story and oh, let me tell you, it gets boring. You want to share like you're sharing from your heart with a friend, and then it is received that way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Do you want the third?
Yes, I do. Okay. I do want the third.
So here's the third, and I alluded to it before, and I was just speaking to someone about this the other day. He called me and wanted some advice on speaking, and he said he wrote out his whole speech, and then he read it and timed it, and I said, okay, look, for your first ones, if you need to do that, it's okay. Do it. You got to get it out. I'm okay. But after that, you got to get out of writing the word-for-word speech, because it's hard to memorize it, right? And then you mess up a word and then you don't know where to start. Memorize the ideas, right? So when I do the self-love revolution, when I share my story about that, I share a little bit about me. So I know, okay, I'm going to share about me and why I did this. Okay, well, I spent 20 years in the entertainment business, living the life of my dreams, interviewing the biggest stars in the world, except I was miserable. Okay, great. And if I have 5 minutes to talk, then I kind of end it there. And if I have an hour to talk, I can expand a little bit. You know, the great people I interviewed and where I lived and some fun things I do and how I was still miserable. And then why that was. And then I go, okay, so now I discovered the solution to it. So what's the solution? So now I have the 4 pillars of self-love. Acceptance, changing your emotional state, which is gratitude, forgiveness, and then words of self-compassion. So I know I need to talk about those. So I can talk about acceptance for 1 minute or 1 hour. I can bring it through an exercise. I can talk about gratitude for 1 minute or 1 hour. In fact, I have a 2-hour course on it. Forgiveness, again, I have a 2-hour course on it. Of course, I could just say, you got to forgive. If you're holding on to everything from the past, you cannot create the future you want. Forgiveness is the most important skill we've never been taught. Boom, I'm done. And now I can actually walk you through a 10 or 20 minute forgiveness meditation if there's time for that, or go why it's so hard and how it's connected to the ego. And same with self-compassion. So now, okay, so I have my intro. I have my 4 points that I want people to go home and start implementing into their lives, which I can do for 1 minute or 1 hour, depending whether it's a short and anything in between, to be clear. So I can do a 5-minute talk, a 20-minute talk, an hour talk, or an all-day workshop. And then what I want them to do afterwards. You know, do I want them to reach out to me? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends the setting. Do I want them to pick one of these? So I'll say, stop, pick one. Everyone, can you just pick one of these? Which one did you resonate with? And are you willing to agree to go home tonight and stand in front of the mirror and do it? Anybody want to do that? Raise your hand. So that's just what do you want them to do? And then say, I love you and good night. That's it. But don't memorize word for word. It gets really hard. If you know your information, then all you need to do is remember the ideas you want to present. And when you do that, if you forget, and I've done this, oh wait, I forgot to say that point. I have a little time here. Is there a way to circle back and bring that in? Yeah, I can do that. And then your mind carries you through the talk. Sometimes you can't go, oh, I didn't say that. And it's like, oh, too late. The people in the audience who are your friends, remember, you're looking at them like your friends, not like your friends, really believing, making them your friends. They don't know whether you forgot something or not, right? But if you can remember the ideas, then you can speak from here, the heart.
The heart.
Don't speak from here. And one day, yeah, maybe you can connect the two, right? In Sanskrit, the word for mind and heart are actually the same word. Very powerful concept. When you speak about ideas, you speak from the heart. When you're memorizing a script, you speak from the head. You're not in, unless you want to be an actor or an actress, which is fine. If you want to go up and act the role, great. Memorize your script and act the role. A great respect for people that do that. I'm not a great actor, but I'm a great speaker because I go to my heart and my heart shares ideas with people.
Yes.
So that's what I got. Those are my 3 tips for you.
And that's totally, totally awesome. And you know what? I think you hit the nail on the head in the very first point. Don't wait. You don't need to go through all the training. Make sure you just go out, do it, be ready, just share the message. Because for me, that was the advice that I was given. And I thought back in the day when I was first starting my speaking career that I had to be professional and I had to be like this and I had to be like that, because we hear that from all the other speakers that come before us. But what we don't realize is they've probably done that presentation 2,000 times, 3,000 times, and you're doing it the first time. So it's going out and just doing it to get your feet wet. And I remember when I was writing my book, Financially Fit, Living the Secrets to an Abundant and Prosperous Life, I was putting it together, but then they said to me, but now you have to go promote it, but you promote it while you're writing it. So you talk about it. And man, that was a little intimidating because I wasn't finished with the book and I thought I had to be done to share it. But no, what that really did was it created the synergy, the energy, and the marketability of the book, which now I have all my different programs coming from. And just like you, there's 4 pillars to being financially fit and all of that. But it helps you define your message. And every time you deliver, you get better and better and better. And they say until you delivered your presentation at least 100 times, you're still practicing, truly, truly practicing in that.
Yeah. even, like, people looked at Tony Robbins as one of the greatest speakers, presenters. But look at what Tony Robbins was doing, 20 and 30 years ago. He's been doing this for a long time. And it is so different. Now, he was pretty good back then.
He's even better now.
What he did before, I knew who he was. My guess is he did some crappy stuff before he got even good then.
Right?
But
we all go through it.
Compare now to then, it's a totally different human being and a totally different type of presentation. We all learn and grow.
Yes.
Even the best of us.
Absolutely. We all do. And one of the other things that I've discovered out in the speaking world is there's different types of speaking. We might be presenting one way virtually. It might be completely different live. And then a keynote presentation is a little bit different than speaking to sell, which is a little bit different than maybe just delivering content, which might be completely different than emceeing. And those are all different skill sets. And emceeing virtually like this might be different than emceeing live on a live stage. And the audience size has a large factor with it as well. How big is the audience and what type of audience you are in front of? So Eric, what I was going to ask you to share a little bit here is because I know at the Mentor Studio, we have a speakers bureau, we have a podcasting division, we do a lot of things in partnership with Power Team, and we're launching an MC program for the different types of speaking. So share with us who might be interested in coming and being a part of them and learning how to MC versus just a stage speaker.
Yeah. Thank you, Donna. That's something that is, I have to admit with Jonathan, I'm not a professional speaker. I'm basically an engineer that has gotten involved with this networking group, and it has greatly increased my speaking capability and my comfortness talking on camera like I am here now. And I am now part of I'm an assistant trainer with this organization. So you have to do it. There's no books, there's no videos, there's no courses that teach you exactly how to do this. Well, there are, but you don't learn from those books. You learn from standing up on stage, standing in front of a camera, and actually doing it. That's the only way you get comfortable with being able to speak on stage. And that's part of the whole reason why I'm part of the Mentor Studio, is that I saw the wealth of knowledge here. This isn't taught by a group of people that have book smarted their way to becoming teachers and coaches. They've done it. The two founding people in this organization, Michael Silvers worked with T. Harv Eckert, and God knows how many millions and millions of dollars he sold off that stage. And then Mary Glorfield was Tony Robbins' executive VP for 18 years. She's now retired from Tony, but there's another big name in this coaching industry that has sold an awful lot of money from the stage. And you gain those skills only by stepping in those mind holes and those rabbit holes. Is you learn how to be a better MC. You learn how to communicate with the audience. You learn how to read. Is the audience going to sleep? Is the audience excited? What do you have to do in order to get people up and moving? Like right now, we could be saying, okay, everybody get out of your chairs, move around a little bit, because if you're starting to doze off, look at your phones, then you're losing your audience. And that only comes with years of expertise of actually doing it on stage. So the Mentor Studio brings all those resources. And here again, we also talk about Bill Walsh. He's done over 5,000 presentations. You get pretty good at it when you do it that many times. And the thing with that is it is both a learned skill, and at the same time, you have to have mentors that help guide you in the right methodology and the right practices, so that you don't get swarmy. You don't use NLP techniques to just get people to buy just because they can or you can. That's not the whole principle of this. The principle of this is like Jonathan and his self-love revolution, is to spread the love, get people out there, and enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, enjoy the people that you're around. That's what the Mentor Studio is about, and that's why I'm part of it. And I'm very excited to be now part of the new MC program, Master of Ceremonies, helping people promote themselves on a stage. It is something that is how I put it. It's very scary for me. Even though I'm an extrovert to a certain point, I'm still the engineer inside of me is like, well, what happens if I say that word? Or what happens if the mic breaks? Or what happens if the lights turn off? Or,
what happens when you have 17 tasks all at the same time and live streaming to 9 channels and you're trying to talk and type at the same time? Tell us.
Exactly. And, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to eventually, my brain might explode. But you know what? That's what experience comes. And you start to build a team around you. Just
Absolutely.
as I'm talking now, Donna and Jonathan are running the back end. When Donna was talking, I was setting up breakout rooms. It's you work together as a team and you build your team. And that's what I think is so important about the Mentor Studio is that we are a team. We come together as a team. And it is the kind of idea that we are going to help you build your team with other speakers, podcasters, selling your content from our virtual cafe, which is coming soon. And then all the partners that we're working with in order to grow and provide those JV partnerships, I guess is a good word to call, that we vetted, that the talent here at the Mentor Studio has vetted, and we know you're going to get a good value. And honestly, that's why I'm part of this organization and why I keep stepping into more and more roles. I started out as their web designer and helping them there, and next thing I know, I started becoming partial MCs on virtuals, and now I'm stepping in to be MC on 5 stages. So my journey just keeps going forward, and I'm excited.
Yes, absolutely. And it's just truly amazing between the Mentor Studio and with Power Team, with Bill Walsh, all the different resources that you have to build your speaking career. And so through the Mentor Studio, we have the Speakers Bureau. We, of course, have Speakers Theater here and an MC program that is launching, but also on the Power Team side, there's 2 main programs that you might want to take note of. One is if you're going to be building your business, you definitely want to check out Rainmaker. You just have to go to rainmakersummit.com and it will share with you all of that, because there are so many speaking opportunities throughout the Rainmaker Summit, but also how to build your business in such a way that it's turnkey and that it monetizes. It is the best business MBA that is out there in the world. I'll tell you, several different college degrees. And for me, myself, and when I went through that course, holy smokes, hands down, one of the best decisions in my entire life. The other course that is also offered through Power Team is the Platinum Speaker Program. So it is a huge 5-day intensive. And I know a couple of people that are in the breakout rooms just came back from that 5-day intensive. I did it just over a year ago. And the information and what and how it sets you up just for a speaking career is truly, truly phenomenal. But the key, again, is getting out there on the different stages, because then when that happens, you overcome that initial fear of that, oh my gosh, am I good enough? Am I this? Am I that? And you just go out and do it. And one of the key things between the Mentor Studio and the Power Team is getting your message out there. Your story is too big to play small. We want to grow it, help you maximize it, support you in all the ways that we can. And those programs and the people that you meet through the different organizations are truly, truly priceless. It's all about building that relationship capital, getting your information and your message out there. So if any of you out there, even if you're live streaming, want to connect with me to learn more about the Mentor Studio or Power Team and the different programs and how we work together in our partnership, building speakers, then all you have to do, I put my calendar link in the chat on the live streams. Just go ahead, click it, find a time, and we will get connected and move you forward in your career. Now, Jonathan, I know we're getting ready to wind down the breakout rooms here, and Eric wants to jump in. So I'm going to ask both of you quick final thoughts for the last couple of minutes, and we'll bring everybody back and do a 1 or 2 question follow-up and bring them into shameless promotion.
Yeah, sure. It's funny. Eric said about, being an introvert. And I just want to say for everyone out there, you do not need to be an extrovert to do this.
We're all introverts.
I'm an introvert.
I live in Montana. There's no people here. Just bears.
Yeah, I and after I do something like this, or as a speaking event, I have to retreat to myself to recharge. So that's okay, right? Extroverts receive energy when they're around people. Introverts drain energy when they're around people. It doesn't, not whether you like people or don't like people. We all love people. We all need people. So that's okay. If you're an introvert, that's okay. But share your message. And I'm not a professional speaker, and I'm not a professional, community manager with the Self-Love Revolution community or course creator. I'm not professional, any of that. I am a self-love mentor, and I share with people how they can create magnificent lives through this missing ingredient of success, which to me is called self-love. That's it. That's what I teach. Now, I share it in different ways. I speak, I have a course, I have a community you can join. I share it out on the street with people if I meet them. I share all kinds of different ways. Sometimes I appear on TV. Sometimes I write an article for something. Lots of ways to share it. But none of those things are speaking is not my mission. My mission is to share self-love and self-compassion with the world so that we can all live better lives. The other things are just ways to do it. So just remember your why. It's not the what. The what is speaking, right? And as Tony Robbins has often said, it doesn't matter what you do. It matters why you do it. So always remember why you want to do it. And if you can remember your why, it is so much easier to show up and give it your all.
Beautifully said there. All right, Eric, closing words.
I just want to say one thing I forgot to mention is anybody that is in the live stream that is in the Phoenix metro area, that's Phoenix, Arizona. I do a business meeting, a breakfast luncheon for Bill Walsh. It's called the Global Business Network. It's the first Friday of every month. It's up in the Gainey Ranch Country Club. You're more than welcome to come see us, come join us. The next event is on December 2nd. I'm going to put a thing in chat. I'll have Donna copy it out. That's the Eventbrite link that you can get more information about and then sign up. It's an hour and a half long where we basically talk about building your business and we leverage the power of Power Team. So please come check us out. And I agree. The Mentor Studio is absolutely a fantastic group. Here again, more resources. What would you much rather do? Spend 4 years in college or 4 months learning from a coach that's done it for 20 years? I'll take the 4 months and move on down the road.
I push the easy button. I'll say that every time.
Yeah, every time. Even if it costs me $10,000, it's still, what's your time worth? We only have so much of it on this planet. So let's make it all count.
Truly. Absolutely beautifully said and 100% true. All right, let's just go ahead and start bringing people back from those breakout rooms. And we're going to move into our next segment. And as they come back, we are going to follow up, ask them 1 or 2 questions, see how it went from the breakout rooms and what obstacles, struggles they have overcome. So they should be all popping back in here any moment. And there they go, just as if it's like on cue every time. You got to absolutely love it. All right. So Eric, go ahead and let's follow up with one or two people, one person from each breakout room, and have them share.
Okay. Yeah. So I'd ask that 1 or 2 people from each breakout room share what obstacle you kind of discussed and what the room gave you for solutions and ideas. So please go ahead and turn on your mic. And 1 or 2 people from each room. Who's first?
It's Janelle, Eric. I'll go first from our room. We had such an amazing room. And one of the things that came up was actually getting clients to stay committed to their calls, right? Committed to the commitment that they made with us about showing up on the call, so we can actually have that conversation with them about our product, about our services. And so we all seem to be having that same challenge. And a few of the things that came up that we talked about is, really educational-based marketing. Matt had spoke about that and what was working for them, because there really seemed to be booked, a few weeks out. And we said, what's working for you? And making sure that it's really all about the client, having a call to action, and what can they do in between that makes them want to, get on that call that's 2 weeks later. So really just making sure it's client focused. And there was also something we talked about, if I could read my own writing, it would be great. And then we had another thing was the calendar invites. And so I said how helpful they have been for me, especially these last 4 weeks. You know, you never know what's going on in somebody's life. And how is your follow-up? So really taking it inside to ourselves and going like, how is my follow-up process? Am I doing it? Because it's 14 touches that I call somebody twice and like wait for them. And so Frank had showed, you know, talked about the calendar invite. And then I said how I get multiple reminders from somebody's calendar invite and how wonderful that's been for me to be able to show up to what I say I'm going to come to. Exclusivity, right? So we were talking with Jackie and, you know, it's like just saying, like, instead of like, I work with everybody or anybody, no, I take on 5 clients at a time and that's it. Right. So this is what I have to offer and and really making them feel like it's something special. And Christine, like right now, what they're doing is they're doing this optional training versus it being like any exclusivity to the training, but they're out to change an entire world around the pageant industry. And so being able to really market to their message more clearly that this is really about empowerment and changing how this whole market is seen. So we had, I think, a lot of great suggestions. There was great conversation, and high five to Sharon, who's just moving forward with her business from the last time I was in a room with her. So I just wanted to shout her out for that.
Well, absolutely. What a great overview of what you guys learned. It sounds like you had a fantastic opportunity to kind of talk and really get some ideas out on the table. And that's what all these masterminds are about, folks, is that, you know, you may be thinking, hey, I got the greatest idea in the world. And, well, ask New Coke how well New Coke did. So it's funny how Coca-Cola Classic then came out after that. They made even way, way, way more money. So the idea of this is, you know, multiple minds are better than one. So let's ask somebody from room one. I have who in there wants to share? And I have the list of who room one is, so don't make me pick someone.
I can share.
Okay.
So yeah, we had a great conversation. We had somebody actually admitting that they weren't as comfortable on camera as they appear to be, and she was really rocking it out. Adrian, I gotta give you props again, because you, for somebody who says she's shy on camera and everything, you were doing great. And getting out there and going viral. And she's even got the signs. It's awesome. And then Eve was talking about some JV opportunities that she's looking for. So she but she got cut off a little bit. So Eric, do we have time to maybe talk about JV opportunities or JV? No, we don't. Okay. So Eve, I'll connect with you and to chat about that because I've got a few ideas for you. And yeah, I think and then where did she go? Arlene was talking about her workout line and clothes. And talking about getting to buyers at Macy's and so on. So yeah, it was very different. It was very, it was a great conversation.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And here again, look at the difference in the variation of the conversations that these two groups were having. I mean, you're looking at a whole lot of different perspectives on how you go to market, how you reach leads, how do you grow your business, all this stuff. And like I said, if we all sit in our own little rooms and just hide out, none of this ever gets shared. And either you stumble across and trip over and find that one, silver dollar in the rough, or you spend your entire life basically just kind of scratching at the door. It's a hard existence. I've done both, and I'll take the tripping over and finding the silver dollar every day of the week. Anything else? Does anybody else have any other comments or thoughts? Just briefly before we got a few more minutes before we go into shameless promotion. Does anybody?
Nope, I think we are all good here. So you guys had phenomenal breakout rooms. What I'm going to be doing here in the chat is I'm going to share a scheduling link if you want to know more about the Mentor Studio, more about Power Team, or even some of the different opportunities that we have. You have questions about JVs, affiliates, partnering, all those types of things, you can schedule with me on my calendar. And I'm just going to put it here in the Zoom chat. I'm only going to share part of this on the live stream because if you don't find a time on my calendar within the next week or two, because sometimes it does fill up, I'm also going to be sharing with you my business cell phone line, and you guys can text me there. And make sure you put in your name and let me know what you want to talk about, and we'll find a time on the calendar where we can connect. But I'm putting that information there in the chat for you guys. So anything about Power Team USA, Power Team Global, the Mentor Studio, or any other questions you might have that came up that weren't answered in your breakout room, just go ahead and schedule and book a time or reach out to me directly. All right, Jonathan is going to be taking over here, and we're going to be highlighting each and every one of you. One of the things that Jonathan does do within the Mentor Studio, yes, he does do the self-love revolution, and he's always interviewing and talking and sharing everybody's expertise. And so he's going to be doing some amazing things. The Mentor Studio has its own podcast, and so I'm going to be having Jonathan do some hosting of the Mentor Studio podcast. I myself also have my own podcast where I interview people in the healing industry as well, and many others. So when you put your information in the chat, put in your big ask. And for me, if you're interested on either one of those podcasts, definitely reach out to me with the calendar link or that, and we can see about getting you on a couple of podcasts through our platforms here. But Jonathan, I'm just going to turn the time over to you, and you can set up how we're going to do this with the shameless promotion.
All right, this is how we're going to do it. And it's more than shameless promotion. Remember, if you have a message to share, this is when you want to say what your message is. If you have a stage through which people can share their messages, that's what I want you to say. If you have both, you can say both. So I'm going to do this as an example. You got to have 30 seconds. I'm going to do this as an example. After you're done, you'll put your information in the chat. Please do not put your information in the chat or say, hey, that's great, love your stuff, connect with me. When you speak afterwards, put your information in the chat. You can download the chat then by hitting those 3 dots on the chat thing, and then it says save chat. Then you have everybody's information, and you can follow up with them afterwards. So here's how everyone who's afraid of your tongue getting tied, that's just what happens. It happens to everyone, and it is fine. So here's how this works. My name is Jonathan Troen. I'm one of the mentors here in the Mentor Studio. I'm the creator of the Self-Love Revolution. I am both a speaker and I have a stage. So I would like to speak about self-love. What I do is I help leaders become even more successful, create more health and more wealth using the research-backed power of self-compassion. If you feel that's appropriate for your stage, please invite me to it. I also have 2 platforms that I can share your message with. I have the Self-Love Revolution Summit coming up. And as Donna said, I'm going to be hosting the Mentor Studio podcast. So if you have a message and would like to reach out to me for either of those events, you can reach out to me for that. That's it. Now I'm complete. Now I've already written it out here. So I'm going to copy and I'm going into the chat, or I'm pasting it in the chat. And now you will see my information in the chat. All right. Everyone clear? Raise your hand if you want to do this. So go down. I should have said that before. Go to reactions and click raise hand if you want to share with the group.
All right. There's a couple of different examples in the chat. During this time, put your information in the chat while you are speaking. And then what I am doing, because make sure your name is also in the chat as well, because I am copying and pasting your information over live to all of these 9 different broadcast channels, because we have a number of people watching on that side as well. And then they will have the information to contact you. If you just put your information in without your name, they're not going to know who you are. And make sure you want to keep it short and concise, because if it's too long, guess what? They don't read it and they won't contact you. So definitely have your name in there. There's several different examples. You can even put in what your ask is of what you're looking for, and go for it. And I'm going to be sharing all of this over.
All right. Thank you so much, Donna. Janelle, you are up. 30 seconds.
Hello, my name is Janelle Kelly. I am the founder and CEO of Aligned Life and the Mindset Mastery Community. I look to work with coaches, speakers, and business professionals to help create more time, abundance, and success in their life. I use an 8-step methodology proven from Stanford University's Business Master's Degree program. I am looking for stages, both virtual and live, to be able to share my story. And I have a 2-hour Mindset Mastery Intensive starting December 1st.
Awesome. Thank you, Janelle.
Thank you.
Put your information in the chat. Catherine, welcome.
Hi everyone, my name is Catherine O'Leary. I'm known as the Quiz Queen, and if you are looking for higher quality leads in your business to convert to higher sales, it may be a quiz that you're looking for. If you want to learn what type of quiz is best for your business, just go to quizformybiz.com. You can also reach me at the end of that by booking some time in my calendar. So all the information is in the chat.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Adrian, you are up.
Hello, I'm Adrienne Ticky. I'm from Delray Beach, Florida, and my husband and I created a recovery residence community for people just out of treatment for drugs and alcohol. We also do a virtual program called Recovery Comes Home. And so I actually have 2 stages. We are looking to fill for our 2023 calendar, Recovery Comes Home radio podcast, anything to do with addiction. You could be a family therapist. There's many ways we can go with this because addiction is touching everyone now. And then I also have once a month we do a family Zoom with our families. So anybody that would have, to talk about boundaries or self-care or things of that nature, I would love to hear from you. And I'll put my information in the chat. Also looking to be a guest.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Christine, you are up next. Unmute yourself, please.
Sorry, pardon.
All good.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Stokes. I am a speaker and coach in self-branding and image and confidence. I also am a co-creator of Miss Fabulous Pageants, and we are currently helping women find their fabulous inside and out. And we're looking for mostly contestants, sponsors, partners, and attendees. Happening December 4th in Las Vegas.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. That is the day of my son's 8th birthday party. I can't be there, but I'm excited for it. So if you're in Austin, you can come to my son's birthday party. But thank you, Christine. That sounds like an amazing event. Thank you so much. Craig, you are up next.
Hello, everybody. My name is Craig Bruce. I'm a performance and lifestyle consultant and also a speaker, and also founder and managing principal of Evolve Health and Lifestyle. And every day we're empowering high-performing business leaders and entrepreneurs like you to get even more from their career, their relationships, and most importantly, their life. And because we believe and we actually know that you can get more from your life without sacrificing your career and key relationships, we're looking for stages where we can share that message. So very excited for any opportunities to share that message.
And let me say, Craig was in the very first Self-Love Revolution we did. An amazing person, an amazing speaker, an amazing business, an amazing heart. So please reach out to Craig. Thank you so much, Craig. Please put your information in the chat. Eve, you are next.
Okay, hi there. I'm Dr. Eve Ruiz, a retired psychiatrist and family practitioner who uses my traditional toolbox as well as my metaphysical or my intuitive healing toolbox to help empower people. I am looking for stages to speak on. I specialize in relationships. And I put my info on the screen. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wherever you are, it looks beautiful.
Thanks.
Sharon, you are up next. Sharon, please unmute yourself.
Thank you. I am a retirement and spark coach, and I help retirees that are bored and lonely find their new energy and live from intrinsic motivation to do their purpose and improve the world. I'm in the process of writing a course, and am excited about helping boomers change the world with all their free time and focus. I have been a podcaster and am now looking to be a podcast guest on other programs.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Please put your information in the chat. Anybody that wants to speak that we missed, you can just do a wave. If you want to speak and you can't share your camera for whatever reason, just toggle your microphone and I'll see that you want to speak. We can call on you. Otherwise, I don't see that. So it's going once, going twice. Thank you, everyone. So here is your job now. Your job is to click the three dots on the chat screen, download that, and reach out.
Hold on just a sec, Jonathan. Christina was trying to get her hand raised when you asked.
Oh, Christine, where?
She was.
Oh, Christine, all right.
She was jumping on.
Frank. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. Christine, you're up. Go.
Sorry about that. I came in late. I'm Christine Lennox. I'm in Hanover, Ontario, Canada. And as a herb specialist, my talk is your body is talking to you. Are you listening? And do you understand? And I would love to be able to get onto virtual stages, podcasts, to be able to share natural health with people.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Did I miss anyone else? All right. So now, your job right now is to go to those three dots, click say chat, and then reach out to at least one person, maybe more, maybe all of them. You have a podcast, reach out to everyone that has a message to share. But at least one person, invite them to your stage or reach out to share your message with them. And with that, I will turn it back over to Donna. Thank you all so much.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Did somebody else have something to share there? Okay, perfect. All right. I am copying and pasting the last set of comments over onto my live feeds here. So if you are sharing that information, it is going. So one of the people that I want to bring up, and then we never know who we're going to bring up to share and speak content, because content is so important. Content is actually king. And so I heard this request a few minutes ago. So I'm going to invite Craig Bruce up here to the stage because he said anytime speaking opportunities. Now, Craig is a mentor in the Mentor Studio. I will tell you that. And he runs our Health and Wellness Forum. So if you're in the health and wellness area and want to get out on stages or podcasts or become part of that, go ahead and you would be able to contact him for that as well. And then in addition, this last week, he was in the Platinum Speaker Program with Power Team. So I definitely want to hear all the things that he's worked on, what he's been doing, his speaking topics and everything. So Craig, I'm going to let you take it over and you're going to have 12 minutes to share.
Awesome. Donna, thank you. And everybody, it's such an honor to be here and to be part of the Mentor Studio. If you're not part of the Mentor Studio, I would invite you to become part of that family. It's an amazing family, and also the Power Team family as well. Just incredible. So who here today knows that they are a high performer? If you're a high performer, type a 1 in the chat. Love to see that. Awesome. I'm seeing some ones pop up there. I'm actually going to put a 1 in there because I know I'm a high performer. And also, as a high performer, who really wants even more from their life without sacrificing their career and their key relationships? If that sounds like you, I'm seeing some hearts. If that sounds like you, type a 1 in the chat. Yes, absolutely. And also, I'm curious, how many of you feel like that you're running at this crazy, unprecedented pace, that the world is throwing all kinds of stuff at you that it's never thrown before? You're managing a household, a career, maybe aging parents like me, and you get up day after day after day, and wow, and you do it over and over. If that sounds like you, let me see raise your hand. Yeah, well, I get it. And that was my life 7 years ago, but not today. And that's why I'm so excited to be here today to share with you that it is possible to get even more from your life without sacrificing your career and long-term relationships. So, but before I do that, would it be okay if I just give you a little bit about my own story? If that's okay, give me a thumbs up. So thank you for that. So for 25 plus years, I was this busy global executive. 2.5 million miles on one airline and 1 million miles on another. And I wore it like a badge of honor. And to the point where one night I'm boarding my return flight home, and it's been a 15-hour day. And the flight attendant looks at me and she says to me, Craig, she didn't say Craig, she said, Mr. Bruce, you look horrible. And I turned and stared at my reflection in that tiny little airplane window, and tears began to well up. Craig, you're a grown man crying in public. Your life sucks. Stop it. But to everybody else, man, I was killing it. Truth was, I was really killing myself. So much so that the next day I landed in the doctor's office. And do you know what and she ordered bed rest. And do you know what my version of bed rest was? It was my laptop, my cell phone, and conference calls from my bed. And it was in that moment that I realized that my current lifestyle had become my new normal, and it was killing me. And something had to change. And what had to change was I had to become an advocate for my own health and well-being. And so I went on this journey discovering science-based solutions for the mind and body. And and the best practices are what I'm using every day to transform the lives of high-performing business leaders and entrepreneurs like you. And what I discovered also along the way is that it is absolutely possible to get more from your life without sacrificing your career and key relationships. Now, why do you think, and type this in the chat, why do you think so many business leaders and entrepreneurs burn out? Why do you think that is? I'd love to see your thoughts. Why do so many burn out? They put themselves second, no balance, absolutely. In fact, in a recent global, they do everything themselves, totally, Donna. I can relate to that, right? That's why I hired a VA. In a recent global study of over 15,000 leaders from almost 2,000 organizations, 60% of the leaders actually reported that they feel washed up by the end of the day. Something's not right. So what's the solution? What's the answer? Well, what I found in coaching hundreds of business leaders and entrepreneurs over the last 7 years is that the solution is to prioritize you. It's to invest in you. It's to invest in you so that you can ignite you. And what I have found is that there are 3 areas in which to do that. The first area is your mindset. Area number 1, mindset. Mindset, put simply, is who you're being and how you show up every day. And when people enroll in my Ignite You Accelerator program, we really focus on getting clear about who you want to be and how you want to show up. We set intentions. We create an I am statement. That's area number 1. Area number 2 is your lifestyle. And lifestyle is all about how you live your life daily to support your health and well-being and ultimately your longevity. And it involves how you nourish your body. It also involves how you restore your body. And it also involves how you move your body. And over the course of the 90 days in the Ignite You program, we work on identifying very specific science-based habits that we build into morning rituals and evening rituals. Habits like hydrate before you caffeinate, or shut off your electronics 30 minutes before bed, because we know, based on science, that those will set you up for success and ultimately increase longevity. If this is resonating with you, I'm just curious, type a 1 on the chat. So area number 1, oh, I love it. Area number 1 is your mindset. Area number 2 is your lifestyle. And area number 3, and this one surprises a lot of people, it's your community. And your community, put simply, is your tribe. And what's so important here is how you communicate to your tribe and how your tribe communicates with you. And the key here in community is really about learning how to set boundaries. And we suck at it. And so, right, we always put others first. And so, again, over the course of 90 days, we actually, we work on identifying boundaries. And we do that by first really getting clear on what are your values and your non-negotiables. And we spend time also scanning your environment and identifying where those boundaries are being infringed upon. And then we actually practice communicating and having those conversations. So I often get asked why I do this work. And it's because growing up, I wasn't always included. And yet I was very successful. And when I looked back over my life, I found that why I was successful is I built on my superpowers, and I also found my community along the way. Communities that would allow me to be me, communities that would allow me to be vulnerable, communities where we offered each other accountability and support and co-elevated. And that's why I'm on this mission to really build this community of entrepreneurs and business leaders where they can embrace their uniqueness and soar in all aspects of their life. And so I would also, if this is resonating with you, I would love for you to learn more about this, and to do that, you can type the word energy to 26786, and that will get you in the loop to sign up for my upcoming, on December 15th, my upcoming Ignite You Accelerator, where for an hour and a half, we really work together to create a plan that's going to change your life. Because 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago, I decided to invest in me because so that there would be no more tears in public, no more laptop, no more cell phone, and ultimately to create that freedom that I wanted so badly. And I think today is a day that you can begin to invest in you so that your future includes you. And so I would welcome that opportunity to learn more about you and to share some of my experience that I've learned in working with so many entrepreneurs and business leaders. So thank you for this opportunity. And I didn't time, but hopefully that was under 12 minutes.
Oh, you are right on schedule, Craig. That is so amazing and so good and such valuable information along the way with all of it. And you are so right about your mindset and your lifestyle and your community and how you take care of yourself. Now, on the last self-love revolution, we had a guest speaker, Melissa Murgatroyd, come and share her expertise. And the one thing that I remember from her entire presentation, which is so in alignment with what you're talking about and sharing, is what is some of your non-negotiables? What is some of your own boundaries that you have? And she had shared that she didn't start her day until like 1 in the afternoon. I don't know if that's the right time or not, but like she didn't do any calls or anything until the afternoon because she needed that entire morning to run her organization and to run her prep. And when you were talking earlier, a few minutes ago here, Craig, and you're like, what's your non-negotiable? This last week, I went, I'm going to start blocking time off on my calendar, and I'm not going to be on a Zoom call or a phone call before 10 a.m. my time, because I saw how that extra hour of prep time, how it affected my lifestyle, how it affected my mindset, how it allowed me to tie up some of those loose ends. And that was just truly priceless. And I know, Craig, you have so much more information and everything like that in there. So you guys, everyone, you definitely want to text the word energy to 26786. You can connect with Craig on these 3 tips and his Ignite Your program with all of that and everything that he has sharing with it as well. Truly amazing, truly phenomenal. And Craig, you did just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant there. I love it. And so I'm going to be Ignite. I'm going to be texting that word too, because I definitely want to know more, because when you guys share that expertise and it finally resonates and I do it, my entire life becomes better each and every time. So thank you for that there. And I did share all of those comments and some of the key points there that I was typing into your chat here onto those live streams as well. I do have one quick announcement before we go through all of our closing here. And next week, next Thursday, is Thanksgiving in the United States. Therefore, we are not hosting Speakers Theater next Thursday. We will resume the week after. So if you're within the Mentor Studio community, you will see an update for that as well. But next week, we are not having Speakers Theater. We get the holiday off, and then we'll be resuming. So make sure you invite your friends, invite other people to come and share. We want to come back strong and share their messages, because I don't know about you, but I'm here every week hosting and emceeing and sharing because I absolutely love this platform here. All right, Jonathan. So we don't keep everybody past the half hour because it's a 90-minute broadcast here. Share us your closing thoughts. And then Eric, share us your closing thoughts, and then go ahead and take us out and show everyone how we close the Mentor Studio way.
My last thought is find someone to help. I learned this from a great teacher, Jen Gottlieb. It's hope. Help one person every day. So we just met some great people here today, right? Pick one of them. Help one person every day. So help someone today, and then tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. That's what I share.
Yeah, I was going to say that's absolutely fantastic. I was going to say, you meet a lot of people here, so take this opportunity to follow up. I am the master of not following up, so I got a team around me that does it for me. But yes, follow up with the people here, and also please, if you're not involved with the Mentor Studio, please come take a look at what we offer. It is a absolutely fantastic group of people. And so with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to close this out like we do all the time. And we are basically one group, one family. And so what we do is I want to hear a word. Go ahead and turn all your mics on. I want to get a word that represents today from your point of view. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rub our hands together and count to 3, and then we're all going to yell that word into our mics. Now, if you've got a baby, if you've got something else, you're in a quiet environment, I get it. But do what you can. So, okay, let me hear the words.
Everybody unmute yourself.
They start shooting words. Your word today. Go ahead, Frank. Sorry, I talked.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to listen to the expert. Thank you.
Okay.
How about boundaries?
Boundaries. I love it, Greg. Thank you.
Okay, then we're gonna go with the word boundary. So we're gonna rub our hands together like this, get a little bit of friction going on. Everybody turn your mics on so we can all say it as one family. On the count of 3, we're gonna yell the word boundaries into our mics. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Boundaries.
All right, you guys are truly amazing and truly awesome. I threw in a couple of the links there on the chat where we have been live streaming. So make sure you grab a couple of those links. There's a couple other places as well. So I can bring that up. Save the chat. All you have to do is push those little 3 buttons next to the chat and you can grab that and check out the replay. You can see how you look on camera because you get to watch yourself because it was live streamed. We saw all the little channels there as well. So definitely take a look and all your contact info is there. And it's also there. There's another one there. So one's for Power Team, one's for the Mentor Studio, and a couple other various pages that those fall on. So to each of you, have an amazing week. And for those of you with Mentor Studio Power Team, we'll be seeing you on some other calls. And if not, you guys all have a safe holiday next week, and we'll see you the week after.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Great call.